What's up, YouTube? I want to come on here and talk about the Atlanta Hawks, man, because they have had such an amazing offseason. Even before the signings today, I thought they have done a tremendous job, and nobody is talking about them as a dark horse, as a sleeper in the Eastern Conference next season. So that's what I want to come on here and talk about. So let's go over what they've done so far this offseason. I mean, they traded Georges Niang and 2 second-round picks for Kristaps Porzingis. I thought that was an amazing deal. That was sort of a buy low for Kristaps Porzingis. We'll talk about him later. And they traded back 10 spots in the NBA draft, the 2025 NBA draft, to get the better of a Bucks or Pelicans first-round pick in 2026. I thought that was such an amazing move. A really dumb move by the New Orleans Pelicans. I mean, they moved up 10 spots this year, like Derek Queen. But, I mean, just such an amazing, phenomenal move from the front office in Atlanta. And just today, a few hours ago, they signed Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Luke Kennard. I thought those were amazing pickups. Luke Kennard, I mean, one of the better shooters in the NBA, and then Nickeil Alexander-Walker, one of the most highly coveted free agents this summer to sign with your team. I mean, that's an amazing pickup. But I want to talk about, I mean, this team. Let's just go over the roster here. Obviously, Trae Young, all-star level player, 25 and 12. And then Dyson Daniels, Zachary Risachet, Jalen Johnson, Kristaps Porzingis. That's the starting five there. And then off the bench, that's what I believe will be the starting five. And then you got Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Yeka Okongwu, Luke Kennard, and Asa Newell, who they drafted in the 2025 NBA draft with the 23rd pick, I believe. But I want to talk about the Atlanta Hawks last season because they did win 40 games, and that was with Jalen Johnson missing half the year. They finished with the 8 seed. They finished 40 and 42, and they got significantly better. So if a 40-win team got significantly better, that's a pretty decent recipe for, you know, a potential 50-win, maybe even a 55-win team. And the East is wide open. I keep saying this, but it's true. The East is wide open next season. With Tyrese Halliburton being out for Indiana, I don't think Indiana is a legitimate threat. And then obviously you got the Jason Tatum Achilles injury. With the Boston Celtics, I don't think they're going to be a legitimate threat. I mean, the Boston Celtics roster looks completely awful. I'm a Boston Celtics fan, and I'll tell you the roster looks completely awful. But just looking at the East right now, I think Cleveland is the surefire number one. They should be the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference. And then you got the New York Knicks. I'd probably put them at 2, but I think they're a little, more beatable than the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then 3 is a toss-up for me. I think it's between the Orlando Magic, a healthy Philadelphia team. I think that a healthy Philadelphia roster is just, I think they can beat anyone if they're healthy, but that's always been the question with them. And then I think the Hawks. I think that's a toss-up. I think 3 is a toss-up with Orlando, Philly, and Atlanta. But going over, the Hawks, I mean, they have 2 All-Stars in Trae Young and Jalen Johnson. I think Jalen Johnson, if he didn't get injured, he would have been an All-Star last season. Jalen Johnson, I mean, he averaged 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists with elite defense. This guy he's such an amazing defender. I don't think he gets credit enough for his defense. A lot of people, credited the leap he took, but they only really talked about his offense. But defensively, man, he's such a good defender, and I think you're going to see it more next season with more eyes on this Atlanta Hawks team. And then Dyson Daniels having a breakout year last year, finishing second in DPOY, leading the league in steals. He's such an amazing player. They had 2 legitimate breakout players in Dyson Daniels, who won Most Improved Player. I forgot about that as well. And then Jalen Johnson. I mean, just such an amazing roster. And then Kristaps Porzingis, not enough people are talking about this. I think they're just thinking about how Kristaps Porzingis played in the playoffs, and they're not saying how well he actually played before, the sickness that he came up with in the playoffs. In the regular season, there was legitimate people with a lot of knowledge and a lot of respectable, takes on, there was a lot of public figures who covered, the game of basketball that were saying Kristaps Porzingis is the second best player on the Celtics. That means they're saying he's better than Jaylen Brown, a finals MVP, a 4-time All-Star. That's how good Porzingis was last season. Kristaps Porzingis averaged nearly 20 points per game. He averaged 19.7 points per game on elite efficiency in the regular season. And you got him, think about what the Hawks got him for. They got a 20-point-per-game scorer on 41% from the 3 on, nearly 7 attempts and almost 50% from the field. They got a 20-point-per-game scorer on elite efficiency for Georges Niang and 2 second-round picks. I just want people to really think about that. Stop thinking about the playoffs with Porzingis. I mean, you can if you want to. Like, it's legitimate. Like, but he had a legitimate sickness. Like, I don't think people, like, I'm going to give him a pass because I don't know what the sickness is. They haven't disclosed it at all. I mean, I think he wants to keep it private, but we don't know what Porzingis was going through health wise. He could have been battling the worst sickness ever for all we know. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I know Porzingis, when he's healthy, he is such an amazing basketball player. I think he's a top 30 player in the NBA when he's healthy. I think he is that good. And then, like I said, they signed one of the most highly coveted free agents in Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They still have Onyeka Okongwu, who averaged 13.5 points, 9 rebounds, almost a double-double, and he's only 24 years old. Man, the Atlanta Hawks, they're still a very, very young team, and I think they're going to be good for a while. Trae Young is only 26. Kristaps is only 29. He'll be 30 next year. Jalen Johnson, only 23 years old, man. That guy, the sky is a ceiling for him. And then you got Dyson Daniels, only 22. And then the number 1 overall pick last year, Zachary Risache, is only 20. I know a lot of people are not too high on Zachary Risache, and I get it. He's not, a Paulo Banchero or a Cooper Flag, Victor Wembanyama level number 1 overall pick. And a lot of people thought it should have been Alex Sarr to be the number 1 overall pick. But Zachary Risache is still an amazing NBA player. Like, he's a really good shooter. The defense is coming along. I think he's going to be a solid player. And I think he fits the role to be the starting 3 with the Atlanta Hawks this season. And I'm really expecting, I expect him to be a good NBA player. I don't think he'll ever be an all-star, especially not with this Hawks team. They're too stacked. But I still think, he's going to be a legitimate starting 3 in the NBA, and I think that's an amazing level basketball player. And he's going to be on a winning team with this Atlanta Hawks team. Like I said, they're going to be good for a while as long as they keep this core intact. But I'm just really, really excited for this Atlanta Hawks team, man. They've had the best offseason so far. Obviously, this is only the first day of free agency, and we can get, a big deal at any moment now. Any trade could happen. Any signing could happen. That's like the world we're living in right now, where anything could just happen. We're in free agency day 1. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of moves. But as of right now, this early in the offseason, I don't even know if anyone could beat what the Atlanta Hawks have done this season. Like, I don't think people are really fathoming how good that 2026 pick that they got from the New Orleans Pelicans. Like, if the Bucks trade Giannis, the Bucks are going to be terrible because the Bucks have legitimately the worst roster if you take away Giannis. And I mean, they would have really good odds to get the number 1 overall pick if Giannis is traded, because the Bucks would not be a playoff team. They'd be a lottery team. So that could legitimately be like a top 5 pick, maybe even a number 1 pick for the Atlanta Hawks team. If you add a number 1 pick to this team, oh my, even a top 5 pick, like, this team is building something special. And if you're an Atlanta Hawks fan watching this video, I just want to say you guys are in good hands, and your front office knows what they're doing. That's for sure. You should be very, very excited if you're an Atlanta Hawks fan. Oh, wow. I just got a Twitch. That's never happened. I just got a Twitch follower. Sorry about that. I just got a Twitch follower on a YouTube video. That has never happened to me. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. What do you guys think about this Atlanta Hawks team? I'm very, very excited for this team. Let me know what you guys think. Are they, can they win the East? Can they go to the ECF? Can they go to the NBA Finals? What do you think the ceiling is for this NBA team? I would say right now, I think their ceiling is an ECF. But if the Cavs go down with injuries again, man, I think this is a team that could jump on it. And I think they're capable of beating the New York Knicks. I think they're capable of beating the Philadelphia 76ers, capable of beating the Orlando Magic, Detroit Pistons. But the Cavs, to me, remain the heavy favorites. But the Hawks, I mean, they could be, I think they could legitimately be the second best team in the Eastern Conference. I know I got to respect the Knicks, but I think the Knicks are beatable, man. And I really, really like this Hawks team. So anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.